Romania, represent Qoobiss. We are in the digital identity and risk compliance space. I must say, Kenya is a special market for us. We initially came here last year with technologies that could help our customers identify risk, but because of the target we constantly got from the market, we developed a new direction. We developed an end-to-end compliance platform that can help customers not only identify risk, but connect the dots, so analyze that risk. Okay, this slide was not necessary, but anyway, in anti-money laundering there is a saying, don't trust the person, but verify. So you don't have to trust my experience, but verify our technologies and you will convince yourself about the outcomes that you get. Now, we all know the waters that we are swimming in. We know the anti-money laundering program, the KYC program. I just want to emphasize transaction monitoring and risk profiling. And also the platform that we build incorporate all these services in one view in order for the customers to have access and visibility over the entire data that comes from anti-money laundering and KYC. Now, the company started in Romania, Europe in 2016, and we constantly develop new technologies. It started with IDV, Customer Identity Confirmation Tool. We added sanction screening, PEP, part of anti-money laundering, and then monitoring and risk assessment, and now with the new direction, building the end-to-end compliance platform. Regarding our coverage, as I mentioned, we started in Europe and we spread across different countries in Europe. Africa was our next target, and then Asia, and soon we will be present also in South America and North America. Regarding certifications, we are compliant with basically every certificate necessary for the industry, from information security, quality management, electronic signature, trusted service, basically everything that is necessary. Now, we get to the products. OnTrace is the name of our KYC tool. It's a fully digital and automated tool that can be integrated either in a company website or it can be used also in a mobile application if you have a mobile application. So it consists of a collection phase and analysis phase. The collection phase has included phone validation, email address validation, face capture. The customer has to take a selfie, and also ID capture. The customer has to take a photo with the ID. This is where the collection phase ends, and after that, the data is analyzed. So the collection phase only takes 30 seconds to 1 minute. It has to be easy and fast, so the customer doesn't get bored in the manual process. Now, in the analysis phase, we have different technologies, and the most important is liveness. This is the technology that helps companies avoid fraud. So we are talking about liveness on face and about liveness on ID. When I'm talking about liveness on face, we can identify if the person is doing the identification is live or not. So maybe someone will try to fraud the system by showing a photo of a different person, or let's say a video injection. We can identify that and we will not pass to the next step, we will reject the identification. Same goes for the ID. If someone will try to present a fake ID generated with AI, or let's say a printed version, copied version of an ID, a real ID with a photo on top, we can identify that and we will reject the identification. Other technologies that are part of the tool is OCR, optical character recognition. This helps companies extract the personal data from the photo format of the ID to the text format, so you have it ready to use in contracts or reports, whatever you may need it for. Face matching. It compares the face in the ID with the face of the person who took the selfie in order to validate the identity. It should match minimum 90%. And pretty much after each identification, you receive a report in the backend in PDF or JSON file that you can use to create your own database and keep track of the identification customer data. Also, we will see later, all the information is integrated in the end-to-end compliance platform, and you have access as a backend to use it. OmniCheck, this is the name of our anti-money laundering tool. This is a global tool that can identify risks associated either to persons or legal entities. So the logic is that, let's say, when you start working with a customer, after you confirm his identity, you want to make sure that there is no risk associated to his name. So you can introduce that person in search to scan for different type of risk, and there are a few risk categories recognized worldwide. That is sanction, political exposure, reputational risk, violation of local regulation or international regulation. So if any person or legal entity, because we support natural persons and legal entities, have any type of that risk associated to their name, we will identify, extract it, and expose it. So you can do the initial research, and after that, let's say the profile comes out clean, you can introduce that profile in monitoring. The research happens automatically from 30 minutes to 24 hours, depending on the type of risk. If a risk is identified, we send over a notification saying that there is now risk associated to this person, you should take action. Even more, we don't scan only the person or the legal entity, we do a 360-degree check that applies to either associated companies or friends, relatives that can be in connection to that profile and they have risk, and we expose the risk as risk in association. Again, each research generates a report. That report is ingested in the one end-to-end compliance platform, and you have the data that you can analyze in addition to the data from the identification. Digital signature. We have all types of digital signature. Simple, which is just a mark, like check that the customers agreed to sign the document, or advanced digital signature, which is done by an OTP, one-time password that is sent in an SMS, and also the advanced qualified signature, which is based on a certificate that you get after you do an identification process. So obviously this removes manual work, paperwork, and makes everything easier and faster. Origin, this is our digital onboarding platform. So this helps companies fully digitalize and automate the onboarding process for customers. Basically, there is no need for manual interaction. It's a no-code platform that once you integrate, you don't need to do any development. You just need to create your onboarding flow, which is based on the process map. And by process map, I mean the information that you want to connect from your customers. You have to put everything on paper, create a process map, and according to that, you will go to the platform and create the onboarding flow, which is basically like a template that you will expose to the website for the customer to populate with the details. It can be used as a standalone, or it can be integrated with KYC, anti-money laundering, with all the tools that you want to be integrated with. At some point, it has document generation, automated, so it's based on contract templates that you must upload just with the standard company conditions. And you leave blanks for the personal details, which will be automatically populated. After the contract is generated, the customer has the option to digitally sign the contract, which you will receive in the backend. The customer also receives it, and from this point onwards, you can start to do business with the customer because everything is set. Overwatch. This is the one-to-one, the end-to-end compliance platform. So it can integrate all the services: KYC, anti-money laundering, transaction monitoring, risk profiling, basically everything. So it works based on some rules that you can define from scratch according to your internal policies. And according to those rules, there are automatic layers that can be triggered from monitoring, detection, analysis, investigation layer. So there is case management, workflow, automation of investigation, oversight layer for executive dashboards and compliance, and also administrative layer. So This is where you can see all the information in one place. It integrates all the tools with all the information for the KYC, anti-money laundering, and transaction monitoring. So you have a nice overview. You don't have to manage different vendors, different technologies. You have it all in one place, and you can ease your work. Transaction monitoring follows the same rules as the end-to-end platform, meaning that you have the option to create your own rules. So what we do, we ingest transactions from your core banking or whatever ecosystem you are using, and you can set your own rules according to your internal policies. I'm thinking about transaction frequency or amount or date, time, and according to that, you can track transactions and identify risk in real time. It's also real-time processing and post-processing. And by real-time, I mean we have webhooks that instantly send over data, so you can integrate your core banking to trigger action, like stop a transaction before it happens. Case management and executive oversight, of course. Just as final reflection, we basically can cover everything from digital identity to risk compliance, not only finance, but regardless of the industry. Our tools can be used independently as standalones, or it can be integrated in one platform to have all the information together. So we are waiting you by the booth if you want to dive in to discuss more about the technologies. Thank you for having me.